The Legend of Zelda, the Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild. It's finally time. No more Zelda Wii U, no more Zelda NX. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the fucking Wild. I'm gonna have to go back to all my videos and rename that shit. Yo, I'm so glad for that name. That name sounds hype as fuck. I am so ready. But here, I already got my first theory about the trailer. I'm gonna try to do my trailer analysis as soon as I can. But the thing is, since I'm at E3's, stripping materials, do I have a mic? I do have a mic on the computer. I can't really talk that loud inside the meeting room. I'm gonna try my best. Let's do it. A 3-minute long trailer. God, Nintendo, you. Thank you so much for showing that shit first, and now Pokemon Sun Moon. But here's my theory, alright? A lot of people have noticed that in the artwork for the title, Legends of the Breath of the Wild, the Master Sword is rusted, and we also saw the Master Sword in its pedestal rusted. So this game has to either take place before the Wind Waker in the adult timeline, if it's in the adult timeline, or sometime in the child or the downfall timeline. I really doubt it's going to be in the unified timeline with the Master Sword being rusted. Here's my theory, going off on a theory that I had originally about, the truth about the Sheikah and the gods and whatnot. Perhaps this game takes place far in advance in the downfall timeline or the child timeline. They're interchangeable at this point. The reason I'm going to explain to you right now is because it's probably up into the future, so long into the future that Hyrule has not known war, or Hyrule has not known a big threat. There's still monsters. We saw a shitload of monsters, or maybe the monsters came back. We saw a shitload of monsters in the trailer, but I feel that Hyrule has not known war for a long time, and since there was no real true struggle against a person of Ganon or Ganondorf's caliber for such a long time, the Master Sword kind of lost its use, it lost its purpose, so it just, it lost its, abilities and whatnot, and that's why I got rusted and decrepit, because I mean it had no use. There was no use for the Master Sword, and that goes along with my theory that those robots that we saw rusted in the trailer, they probably acted as guardians of the land, and after the threat of Ganondorf of either the adult timeline, not the adult timeline, the child timeline, or the downfall timeline. They probably built those robots as a safeguard, because Hyrule has went to shit. Link saved it, but it's always had a big repercussion. And with these robots, that could be a thing of the past. We could stop the threat before it even happens, like the fucking Age of Ultron type shit. So they served their purpose as well, and then they became rusty because there was no threat or whatever, so they didn't have use. And now these robots are the ones that are tearing up shit, and that's the robots were originally good. They worked for us, and that's why the Master Sword doesn't see them as a threat, and that's why the Master Sword stays decrepit and rusted or whatnot. And that's why I think we see the Master Sword rusted in this trailer. And I feel that these robots still do have a link with the Sheikah because of the energy that we see. We saw the book, or it was a slab. We saw that it was able to control shit and whatnot, and I feel that does have a connection with the robots with that type of energy. So many things to talk about, but that's the one thing I want to say about the rusted Master Sword. I'm gonna talk about so many other things. I'm gonna play this game when I'm able at noon. Get ready, guys. What do you guys think about my theory? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Legends of the Breath of the Wild. We out in this bitch. Let's do it. All right, later, guys.